Hello, audience. My name is Dawson. His name is Justin.
Hello.
And welcome to episode 15 of the first annual Spooktacular. Today's pick is mine, and while trying to think of a movie, I have to be honest, I couldn't. There are many movies that I want to watch, but not many that are technically good. And I was thinking of like old Disney classics, Disney Channel original movies, and I was talking to my mom, and we kind of were just talking, and I thought that why not kind of finish up a series and go with Gremlins 2?
Hook it.
Why not?
So
Why
let's get
not?
right on into it. And we're back. So we both just finished watching Gremlins 2. Dawson, would you please tell us the synopsis?
The Gremlins are back, and this time they've taken total control over the building of a media mogul. Stars pretty much the exact same people as last time, but adding John Glover to the cast, who is basically the media mogul. That was in the synopsis. Justin, before I get into my spiel, what the hell did you think of this movie?
Gremlins 1 is a lot better than the sequel. 100% without a doubt. This one I just felt like was completely overcomplicated. Like the Gremlins were they drank things that gave them different traits, I guess we put it. Like one became electricity, one became a bat. Like that. Like it just felt overcomplicated, and it completely took out all the charm of the first one, where there's just an army of pretty much like-minded, abled creatures that just want to wreak havoc. But now it's one's talking and saying they just want civilization, even though only one of them is smart enough to understand that concept.
Yeah.
It just felt overcomplicated as hell, and it felt like an unnecessary sequel, at least in my opinion.
I don't know if it wasn't unnecessary because at the time, Gremlins did good.
Mm.
It's a fairly decent movie. We both enjoyed for the most part. Um, so it's not an unwarranted sequel, but I feel like a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of effort was put into this movie, and I want to make that clear right off the get-go before I get into my spiel. I understand that there's people that worked behind this movie that brought the puppets to life, that brought the sets to life. A lot of people put a lot of time into this, but oh my god, what the hell was that shit show? Like, there were some great actors in there that were completely and utterly, I don't know what they're doing in there. Like, I have no freaking clue. Christopher Lee was in there, rest in peace, recently passed. But what the hell was he doing in there? Like, I don't know. Christopher Lee, Count Dooku, Count Dracula. He was the head doctor scientist guy. What the hell was he doing in there? I don't know. I mean, I found a lot of charm out of John Glover's character, who was Daniel Clamp, he's the business mogul guy.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him. I liked his character. I don't know why. You in every movie you always have that business mogul who's just a jackass trying to take over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like he was trying to take over the world, but for the right reasons. He was trying to make people happy and trying to change the world in a good, positive way. And I liked that about him. I just thought he had a good charm about him, and I liked that. But it just, I did not understand, you know, the Gremlins in the original movie were, they're all kind of just ugly reptilian type creatures. And they, like you said, they're all like-minded. They all look the same. They all had one thing, which was to wreak havoc, have fun, and that was the charm of that movie. But this one, they tried to give each one like its own personality, and there's too many of them to do that. You can't keep up with them all.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the Mogwai, right after Gizmo randomly got wet at the artist stand.
One thing I want to say real quick, on the movie poster it says something like you knew the rules, but they like some. I'll look at the movie poster real quick so I can actually quote it correctly.
We told you, remember the rules. You didn't listen.
Yeah, and it's like they did. It's not like they didn't listen to the rules. They listened to the rules. It was a fucking janitor that didn't even know Gizmo was there that got him wet. It's like that line is so unnecessary because they followed the rules. At least they planned on following the rules. So it's like it's nothing they could possibly do. That line is completely dumb in my opinion.
I just, and then right after Gizmo gets wet, he has the new Mogwais, and they're all ugly looking.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them is ugly. You don't get to know them as much before they turn into the Gremlins, like you did with the first movie, which I felt like you wanted the Gremlins in the original movie to die more, because you kind of felt this whole thing like they were bullying Gizmo. They were already kind of wreaking havoc. There's not that many of them, but they're kind of just jackasses all around. In this movie, there's jackasses right off the bat. They're ugly. They're stupid. They don't. I mean, when it comes to a puppet, they're impressive. They're impressive little puppets, and so are all the Gremlins. When it comes down to just visually what they look ugly.
Mm-hmm.
They're just, there's that one Gremlin, or the one Mogwai / Gremlin that its eyes come out like going everywhere. It's just to be like all kooky and crazy. The only way I can describe this movie is it's over the top silly.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's silly to be silly. The original movie, there were silly aspects of it, of course. But with this one, it felt like they were just trying to appeal to just the child audience and trying to do a lot of different gags. I didn't like that. I felt like, kids had fun with the original one. They're just trying to go over the top. I mean, there's a whole, there's a few scenes where they try to break the fourth wall. There's 3 scenes in particular. There's one where the Gremlins completely take over, the movie theater. There's one where a very famous old movie reviewer is reviewing the re-release of the Gremlins VHS tape. And then there's a point where one of the Gremlins had the Warner Brothers logo painted on his chest. It's just they try to break the fourth wall, like you're in a movie, we're a movie, whatever. It's a sequel, it's just a bad sequel. They even try to like play it off like if this is bad, people don't like this movie. Well, we already said it in the movie, so we should get some slack cut. But no, just overall, did I hate this movie? I didn't hate it. I just thought it lacked everything that was good about the original.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just disappointing. It's just a disappointing overall sequel. And it's just kind of sad. And, the main characters that we kind of like, that we've grown to like in the original one, they're kind of in and out throughout the entire thing. I don't know what that's about. I mean, you kind of see the main character, which I'm forgetting his name. Billy, yeah, Bill. Here and there, but you don't really get to see him and her relationship kind of go any further. Which, I mean, in a kids movie, you can't really push relationships too far. But they talk about marriage through the entire thing. They talk about honey, babe, whatever kind of stuff. But it's just that didn't feel like there was much character development. It just felt like there was just havoc. Just random havoc, and it just came out of nowhere. And it's like he wasn't even Billy wasn't even that excited to see Gizmo again.
Mm-hmm.
Like he mentioned it in the movie. It's been a very long time. I can't remember the exact amount because he kind of said it real quick and I missed it. But it was a decent amount of years since he saw Gizmo. But he randomly was like, "What's that? Where'd you learn that whistle? Where'd you hear that? Oh, in this place." oh, in that cage over there, I'm gonna get him and put him in a toolbox. Go into the bathroom. Hi, Gizmo. You miss me? Yeah. Cool. Let me rock you a little bit. Let me put you back in my desk. Don't move, Gizmo. It's just, it's like you're supposed to like feel this reunion, but it didn't feel like anything. It felt like these guys were just like, I don't know, old frat buddies that like saw each other on the fucking street and they're like, "Hey, what's up?" I don't know. Just overall disappointing, and it could have been a lot better
I agree.
if they stuck with like the
If they kept
original.
with like the original feel of the movie, then
Yeah,
it would have
because
been fine.
there's a lot of silly moments in the original movie, and that's a lot of fun. But this movie was just over the top, too much.
Hmm.
Too much was happening. But yeah, Justin, let's move on to ratings, or if you have any final thoughts, you can say them now or forever hold your peace.
I just think this movie was overcomplicated, and because of that, I got bored of it. But as for my rating, I think I'm just gonna give this movie like a 5.5.
And I'm going to match that 5.5 is exactly what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm. Would you recommend it?
Um, you will just be fine watching the original one and not this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to give my first no. Just don't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no
I
point.
completely agree. Just stick with the original. Just keep the original magic and the charm of that in your head, and just don't follow through with the sequel.
But one thing I do want to mention real quick before we end off the video, I did like one thing I thought was cute was at the beginning of the movie before the old man dies randomly because he's coughing too much.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Gizmo watches Rambo, and then kind of towards the end of the movie, he puts like the red bandana on. He gets like the bow and arrow, and he gets it all. He becomes Rambo. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was fucking adorable, seeing
Yeah.
him dressed up with like that. But that's all I wanted to say
Gizmo's
was
the best part of the
that
movie.
yeah, but he's barely in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gizmo's still adorable, and he's voiced by Howie Mandel, which I completely forgot that was a thing. I don't even know if he voiced Gizmo in the first movie.
I never knew that until I
I
saw
don't
the
know,
credits.
but I was like, Howie Mandel, holy shit, yeah, I did not know that. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it for us, guys. I thank y'all for watching. Join us again tomorrow. It is our Halloween special. We have 2 movies to review. I get a pick and Dawson gets a pick, so it's gonna be a good time.
Mm,
So that's pretty much it. Join us tomorrow, and we'll see y'all then.
bye.